Sandilands and Stanley. Hasn't been easy to get a free tonight. Sandilands, it ricocheted back to Pearce, who kicks it about 25 metres, close to the boundary. Clark is growing in stature. De Boer brilliantly done, and Hill takes on Hayes, too nimble, and he's away. Hill through midfield, one-out contest. Pavlich and Fisher. This is top shelf. Fisher's got the advantage though. Onto the boot, brilliant finish under pressure. He knew the quality of the man chasing him. Goddard to Hayes. All the big names now. The cream is rising to the top. Geary will include you in that. He's had a good night. Montagna.
He certainly deserves to be there too. Montagna to Malira. Got Revolt running past him. Malira's kicked to full forward. Milne almost for Steve. He'll be disappointed. Mundy on the up. McFarlane puts Mundy under pressure. De Boer, Sandilands, Malira cuts it off. He's clever, Malira, should have got a free kick. Montagna, Armitage, De Geary. He's kicked the ball well tonight, Geary. That one coming towards full forward. At the bottom was Milne, not quite. Johnson, Ibbotson rides the tackle. Johnson on the up. Little gift to Zach Clark. Clark to McFarlane. They dodged a bullet. St fans hate that. Kicks the ball out. Gilbert almost. Main and Gilbert. This is important. Still Main and Gilbert. Little Lockie Neal. Ball coming out. Well played. Hayes to full forward. And Zach Clark, worth more than a Zach right now, takes the mark.
Mainly coming up with the free security in those really hot contests. They're mostly coming up with the ball.
Fremantle very lucky there. Saints could have got a couple of free kicks. Broughton has to wait, stretches, marks it, plays on immediately. Mundy cruising past Ballantyne, leads back in the race, looking for some separation. It took a St Kilda bounce. Stephen did well, knocked it across to Geary. Stephen's got it now, pursued earnestly by Ballantyne. Across the ground, it's with Blake. Blake takes off, could go over the top. Well, he decides to go laterally. It comes to Goddard. The short one is on to Del Santo. Dangerous with the ball in his hands. Del Santo told to play on. Man on the wing. Goes very wide. Taken by Blake. 384 games they've played, the Fremantle Dockers. Never had a draw. Montagna's away. Searching kick inside the forward 50. Dawson came to it. Interfered with, will get the free.
It's got the rubber to
the arms were chopped.
I reckon he's just about giving away 6 free kicks, but none got paid. But when it was his free kick, that one.
No, we didn't call it.
50-metre penalty. Boy, doesn't it get battle of the survival of the fittest when it gets late in games? Just the way the game's being played now.
So let's have a look at that's a 50. Interesting. Here's the reaction from Scotty Waters. So Dawson, Duffield's a long kick, we know that. Bangs it to full forward. Pavlich almost held the ball down. They've got to hang on to it here, the Dockers. De Boer, Neal, Mzungo going forward. It was touched. Fisher's trying to milk it a bit. And is that out on the full? Not quite. Well, tale of two coaches right now. The man who took the Saints to those 3 grand finals against his old team. Mzungo got it from over the back. Well done by Gilbert to Jones. Dempster. Gee, they did well, the Dockers. Broughton with a high hard and straight one. And they're nearly home now. Some really key contests. Even a couple of minutes go down to their defensive end that Freo have actually come out on top of, and that's where you get great confidence for a young group. Certainly not over yet by any stretch. The Saints can get a couple of quick ones, but it's been the willingness to get in and win the hard ball, repeat stoppage.
This is a really important one, not to fall on the back of the St Kilda player over the footy. They kept their feet, they kept their discipline, and that kept the ball alive, didn't give away the free kick. And again, you only need to grab a shot with half a step of space, 30 metres out. And, well, 2 goals. It's going to be a tough, long way back for St Kilda now.
I mentioned the association between Broughton and Scott Waters, who always believed in Greg Broughton. I remember one day he got me to ring the Western Bulldogs to try and get him a game. Ironic then that he kicks this goal tonight. And what's a big night for both these clubs and both these coaches. Hand pass comes across to Broughton again. Broughton is lifting. High ball down towards full forward. Anthony almost. A goal here should seal it. Dying seconds, really. Close to the boundary line. That will do. Now, how will they call this? Boundary throw in. Anthony played it very well.
He was trying to hand pass it behind and make it a 13
Yes.
points. Thought that through quite well.
And so did the umpire to realise that. Didn't knock him off for deliberate. Sandilands. Simpkin. Hangs in the air, Goddard. The margin is 12 points, just over a minute to go.
Goddard down the centre to Armitage.
Play on.
Is their time? Well, they've got to score from this flow of play. The transition's got to be uninterrupted now. Cripps trying hard. It hasn't been interrupted. Hill's been magnificent after the little blemish early. Mzungu to Ballantyne. And so Ballantyne, lovely kick inboard, and De Boer takes the mark. Well, they've never beaten the Saints here. They've won one Friday night match in Melbourne, and that was in 1999. They've played 10 times here on a Friday night, the Dockers. Barlow to wind it up and go long, and it's a behind.
So this is a long-range kicker, Barlow. Didn't know he was.
It's a massive win for the club, isn't it? Yeah. Massive win for the club. I mean, they've beaten Geelong and they've beaten St Kilda away from home in the first month.
They brought over their young players just before Christmas to come to Melbourne, experience it, to get this sort of experience, paying dividends now.
Running hard, Gilbert, but an almost run down, and the Dockers are going to win big here on a Friday night at Etihad against the Saints. It was a thriller, but on top they go home now. Big night for Ross and his boys. So let's go down to Richo after this fantastic result for the Dockers, and Amanda really turned it around in the second half. Stephen Hill.
Certainly did. Huge second half by yourself, but the whole team, you had to withstand heaps of pressure.
Yeah, definitely. You know, St Kilda are a great side. It was just, you know, we just keep fighting to the end, and, you know, it was good by the boys to keep going and play 4 quarters.
Well, Stephen, it was obviously a huge week with the whole Ross Lyon thing. What sort of stuff did you bring into the game that he thought you had to implement against his old side?
Well, he knows the boys pretty well, so, you know, he gave us some advice on what to do with them. But, yeah, he said just go out, play us sort of game and run and carry, and that's what we did.
You've beaten Geelong now and the Saints in Melbourne. Is that a big step forward for your footy club at this stage of the year?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely good to win away. You know, it's something that we need to keep working on and get better at. So, you know, it's a special win.
And what's Rossi Lyon brought to the group over the pre-season, and something that's clearly a lot different to the past?
I think the structures and that are more clear, and the boys are really understanding that. And he's got it's all work and all know it. So yeah, it's been really good.
Congratulations, terrific win.
Oh, thanks, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, great result for the club. Stephen Hill, 28 disposals. I mean, his second half was important.
But where he was at half-time, that's the critical point. He was down in the dumps. Jones had him out of the game. He's been tagged out of games before, and he found the spunk and fight. That's fantastic for Stephen Hill to come back in the second half after having a real downer early.
And the Saints players are going to come across and acknowledging Molly Meldrum here. I mean, Molly's sitting up in the box. So just an acknowledgement by the Saints. So probably their most famous fan, I guess. Not tonight, but they live tonight another day. Let's go down to Richo again, Matthew.
Well, Ross, really pleasing result, obviously, for yourself. What did you like most about the boys tonight?
I like most about their great effort. I didn't think we played that well. I thought we competed fiercely and really, you know, they were dominating for a while. We fought and we pressured, and in the end, I thought we really outrun them really well. I thought our defence was superb, and I thought we spread them late, you know, but they were inaccurate as well, and we took our chances. So I think it's as simple as that. And we turned the clearances around last quarter.
Yeah, that was a most of the night. You don't often win games and you lose clearances and contested, so a lot of positives there.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of improvement, but to come to Melbourne and win on the big stage should give the group some confidence that we're on the right track.
Just the job of Crowley did on Dell. You identified him before the game. Must have been really pleased with that.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player, Nick Del Santo, and we know how damaging, and I thought Ryan Crowley's dog hungry. He had a great summer and he got just rewards tonight. It was fantastic.
Thanks for your time, Ross.
I think he's lost 9 kilos, Crowley, in the pre-season. Interesting, because Hill and Del Santo at half-time were in about the same spot.
They were about the same spot, but, yeah, Crowley's maintained that hold over Del Santo, whereas Hill got out from under Clint Jones. They won all the numbers, St Kilda. I mean, inside 50s, 56 to 44. Clearances, they won easily. But they lost the game, mainly because I think Fremantle kicked 14 goals from only 44 inside 50 entries. That's a fantastic conversion of opportunities.
Lee, I asked you at half-time, and do you feel like Ross had any edge tonight? He knew the opposition so intimately. It's very rare we see this situation,
Well, I guess he picked the right opponent for Crowley. He tried to, after a while, keep Fisher out of the game.
Bomber Thompson, you could argue, did the same with Geelong last year against the Essendon Footy Club.
Yeah.
This is a huge win for them, isn't it? This is big stuff.
No, the wins against good opposition away from home are always really a great morale boosters for any team.
So final scores here on a Friday night. It was the Dockers by 13 points. It was 11-13 the Saints to 14-8 Fremantle.